The Reds bullpen is now, we'll say, quote unquote, responsible for 2 straight Cincinnati Reds losses. Now we threw the quotes in there because, let's face it, this was a 114 loss Detroit Tigers team last season, a team that brought in Shogo, Moose, Castellanos, all these bats to help out this team, and the Reds scored 2 runs and 4 runs in those 2 losses, again to a team with 114 losses last season. The starters ERA, phenomenal, 1.47. You couldn't have asked for better starting pitching over the course of this series, and that's what really stings here, to see this Reds team could not come up with at least 2 wins. And again, we talked about the Saturday game. I think that was the case. You needed to win that Saturday game because stuff like Sunday might happen. There might be a pitcher that comes across there and slows your offense down from time to time. And that's why that second game, it was so important not to blow. But nonetheless, we've seen the bullpen held responsible now for both of the Reds' losses. You got Lorenzen, who gave up 2 dingers. You have Iglesias, he gave up 2 runs. You have Stevenson gave up a couple. On the bright side, you got Amir Garrett, who's looked really good. You got Pedro Strop, who's looked solid in his 1 appearance so far. But the question becomes, what do you do? What do you do if you're David Bell? You got to give Bell credit here. We'll give him some credit, where it's easy to, criticize his mistakes. He gave Lorenzen a chance, right? It was Lorenzen had the chance in that tie baseball game on Sunday. He didn't throw Iglesias out there. That was the right decision as far as I'm concerned there, because, again, we've documented Iglesias' struggles in tie games in the 9th inning. So I think that was the right call. Unfortunately, Lorenzen couldn't hold up his end of the deal here. And that's what hurts. Because you're looking at, we just went over these guys struggling. These are the core players to this Cincinnati Reds bullpen. Struggling. You almost have to play through it. Like, you want to say how long's the leash on Iglesias? I think it's still really short. I still think Amir Garrett, you just keep pushing him up higher and higher and up the rung because of how well he's playing. I don't think you can afford to let Iglesias pitch. He blows another game, maybe even 2. 2 should be probably the maximum before you start yanking him there. You can't afford to keep costing games. But that's the question, then who do you bring in? We just brought it up. Lorenzen's struggling. We're waiting on Stevenson. It's the Amir Garrett show, and hope Pedro Strop can hold it down. It's great to see those 2 are doing good right now. But it stings a little knowing the Reds almost have to play through it. They have to play through hoping these guys can just turn things around. What scares me the most with Iglesias is this. You take him out of the closer position, which he's done, again, save situations, phenomenal job. The problem is non-save situations. You take him out of the closer's role, how's he going to play? You took him out of the area he performs best in. That's a concern. That's what concerns me about yanking Iglesias. Where do you start pitching him? You want to put him in on a tie game in the 8th inning? What if he pitches like he does in the 9th, right? Hopefully that's not the case. Maybe you take him out of the closer's role and he gets a little chance to recoup and he plays better. But it stings a little to know it's just not one guy that's cost the Reds these 2 games. And again, it stings knowing that they didn't put up runs. And it stings a little bit knowing, exactly what's going to happen here with Mustaka Senzel, how it spreads around with the rest of the team. Let's hope that's not the case. We're seeing what's going on with the Marlins right now. But as a Reds fan right now, you got to wonder, like, what can you do? What is the answer to this bullpen issue when it's your guys you got to trust to win the games? Again, I think you put the short leash on Iglesias and you ride with Garrett until he proves you otherwise, if that has to be the case here, right? Ride the hot hands. You're going to have to ride, or you're going to have to do that in a 60-game season here if you're the Cincinnati Reds. I really hope this team, again, they can turn it around, get things going in Chicago, go back to Detroit. They need 3 against Detroit in that next one. Big time here.